We're AFC South champs. We played well, not good, but we played well in a game where we controlled our destiny and we put ourselves on the line. We fought hard. It was a crazy game. Some good, a lot of it bad. Cue the intro.
The city of the dream team, I came to reign. Beyonce, yeah, man. And I remember hot summer, hot winter. I couldn't fight, so the block made a hot spin.
How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to 703 Houston Sportcast. I am your host, Ruben Calvillo. And just real quick, guys, if you'd like to see more of these videos, please like, comment, subscribe. You'll see a little Texans emblem at the bottom around this corner. Just click it, real easy, and then you subscribe. Now, on to the game recap. It started with the pick six, and you thought, oh wow, like it's gonna be this kind of game for the Houston Texans that we were just gonna absolutely slaughter the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Pick six, Bradley Roby takes to the house, boom. Very next play, very next offensive sequence, interception to Justin Reed. It should have been another pick six, but it was called back for Charles Omenihu, a penalty on him. And this offense for the whole game was stagnant, and I just don't really understand how. You pretty much were healthy until Will Fuller got out. The running game was not good at all. Hyde was averaging almost 2 yards a run. Duke was averaging 3 yards a run. Watson was averaging almost 2 yards a run again. And this is what frustrates me about Bill O'Brien. Coming to the game that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had the best run defense in the NFL. And you kept on running. As if to say, hey, we don't care how good you are, we're going to play our game. And it showed. Nobody had over 50 yards rushing. Their secondary is one of the worst secondaries in the NFL, and you did not test them. And that's what frustrates me, because you know their weakness, right? You know what they're you know what they're bad at, and you refuse to challenge them. Vice versa, other teams, the Raiders, they were a run-heavy team, and they turned into a passing team. The Colts, they were a run-heavy team with Marlon Mack. They turned into a passing game. And the same thing happened today with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They knew our secondary wasn't good, and they absolutely challenged. They had a lot of success. I know we picked them off 4 times, but he was moving the ball. Players were getting burnt. There was touchdowns dropped by these Tampa Bay Buccaneers that and Winston also messed up as well, that if he puts the ball on the money, the Texans do not win this game. And that's what's frustrating, because there's no Mike Evans, who's a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. There's no Chris Goodwin, who is a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. And yet they're still just throwing on you. They weren't scared. And that's what I love about Bruce Arians, right? Is that he tells Jameis Winston, hey, I don't care how many interceptions you throw. Just keep your head up and keep on forcing this defense. And that's what they were doing. And today it failed. Like I said, he threw 3 interceptions. He could have had more, but he could have had more touchdowns. And this was just frustrating for me to watch, because our offense, you had DeAndre Hopkins, you had Will Fuller, you had Kenny Stills, and you refused to try them deep. I don't know why. I'm not sure why. You were so keen on running the ball and knew that it was going absolutely nowhere. There is a stat at halftime that 9 of the first downs the Houston Texans had, 7 of them, they were runs. Bill O'Brien was not aggressive. This game, the one time he was aggressive towards the end of the fourth quarter on the play action, Watson got sacked. There was no up-tempo, which I really don't understand why we don't run, because Bill O'Brien says this team plays better at a run-tempo team. And I'm talking bad about the Texans, right? Hey, we just won, but it's the way you win. If you actually understand the X's and O's, which I know a lot of you who watch me understand the game, that games like this, you're supposed to blow out the team. If you get almost 6 turnovers, you should put up almost 30 to 40 to 50 points. But no, you hung in there. You let them hang in there, and you let them score 14 unanswered points when it was 17-3. The second half, the defense played much better. They bended, they didn't break, they didn't allow a touchdown, barely allowed a field goal. But this offense just refused to be dangerous. They just didn't want to play, and it's very confusing why they're like that. Watson did not have a great game today. Maybe it was because his ankle was messed up, but even before that, he was missing throws. Duke Johnson could have had a couple of touchdowns today if he hit them in stride, and he did not. And it goes back to your head coach. Bill O'Brien is the leader of this team, and he almost lost this game. And it's frustrating. And a lot of people who say it's not an OB, it actually is. In the Army, if you mess up, who gets in trouble? The captain. Mr. Miyagi said there's no such thing as a bad student, a bad teacher. If a kid's acting bad, you don't blame the kid, you blame the parents. Bill O'Brien is ahead of this team, and we did not play good today. Like I said, it should have been a blowout. We were supposed to be blowing them out. Our first quarter woes still happened. We were non-existent in the first quarter, barely in the second quarter. If those pick six don't happen, those interceptions don't happen, Buccaneers probably win this game. But like I said, this is a football game. You need your offense, your defense, and your special team to play good. And both of them played good, and the offense did not. We were able to score because of the spot that the defense put us in. Angelo blocked another field goal, which is absolutely fantastic for him. He's been doing good. It is frustrating. And in the playoffs, when you play against the teams who could score and who could run and who could play defense, it's this whole thing you did against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you're not going to win. You need to go back to the way you played against the Patriots, play against the Titans, where you have to focus, and once you start focusing, you're starting to hang with these teams. It's frustrating because it's like when the Texans play against good teams, besides the Ravens, Chiefs, Titans, Colts, the Raiders at that time, the Patriots, they're able to score, they're able to move the ball, they're able to play defense. But when they play against the bad teams, it is like, it's like they just let off the foot off the gas. And that is what I mentioned before in the last video. This Tampa Bay team, they're not scrubs. Jason Pierre-Paul had 3 sacks. Shaquille Barrett was a 4. They still had Ndamukong Suh out there. And we refused to just test them deep. But there's a lot of things that went right for this game. The special team was absolutely fantastic. The defense was very good, even though they gave up a lot of yards in the first half. 4 interceptions, a forced fumble, couple sacks. That's a brilliant day for a defense. But your offense puts you in a position where you have to constantly be on the field. And we know to win a football game, all 3 phases need to be intact, at least 2. But it was a well-fought game, a hard-fought game. I don't know if we're going to rest our starters next week. It all depends, honestly, if the Chiefs lose tomorrow. So, side note, if the Chiefs lose tomorrow, the Texans should absolutely play and bring their starters against the Titans. Why? Because if you win that game, the Chiefs are 11-5, you are 11-5, and you move up to the 3rd seed. And the only way you play Baltimore is if you go to the AFC Championship. But hey, it was a Saturday, a very stressful Saturday. The Texans are 10-5. We're AFC South champions. Bill O'Brien has done a great job this season, bringing in a bunch of new players on the team and making it fit well. But let me know what you guys think. Is this team capable of making a deep playoff run or not? Like I said, this game was very stressful. I'm pretty sure it was stressful for you guys at home. As always, go Texans. You guys have a blessed day.